Today we're going to be talking about writing a song, but not just any song, a career-defining song, a hit song. So how do we go about doing that? Hey, I'm Bruce from WaterBear. This channel is all about helping you with your career as a musician, so subscribe and we'll keep you in the loop. I've been lucky enough to have had a lifetime in music. My career goes all the way back to the early 90s, right the way through to today, and I've written with some hugely successful songwriters. And I've picked up a few of their tips, and this is the stuff that no one kind of told me. I just kind of watched them do it, took a few notes, and I'm going to share all those secrets with you right now. Let me tell you a story. In the early 90s, I had the privilege of spending a week writing songs with the legendary Jim Vallance. Now, Jim Vallance wrote songs with Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, and most importantly, the whole Relentless album is a product of a collaboration between Bryan Adams and Jim Vallance. So he's a pretty heavy songwriting dude, lots of gold records. I was about 21 years old, turned up at his studio, and I got a real shock. Jim Vallance wrote songs in a completely different way to anything I'd experienced before, and this is why. He wrote songs in office hours. We started at 9 o'clock, we finished at 5 o'clock, and we had an hour off between 12 and 1 for lunch every single day, and we aimed to write 4 or 5 songs a day. We did this methodically. We didn't ever place a value judgment on the song as it was being written. It was all carefully catalogued, and we'd review it a week later. There was a reason for this. The reason was that Jim Vallance felt that you couldn't really be objective about a song at the moment of its inception. And he was exactly right, because some of the songs that I thought were the strongest were actually the weakest. And a week later, we were much more objective about the actual songs that were the better ones. And the moral of that story is to write methodically, allow inspiration to come, but allow process as well to keep you writing all the way through the day. Keep the pace up, catalogue your songs carefully, and review them later. Now, that's a very extreme example of a kind of production line approach to songwriting, but what about the other side of the coin? But the reality for most artists, and I suspect for me and for you, is that the Jim Vallance model is a little bit too constraining to kind of access the creative process. But the other reality is that most artists write fairly average songs. And furthermore, they get boxed in a little bit because they're always starting from the same point. So it's always a strummy acoustic guitar pattern. It's often in a major key, always, or often always in a minor key. And it's a bit drony because they write the verse first and they have a technical problem of trying to glue a chorus onto a verse, and it never quite happens. And it's all a bit drony and a bit average. So what do the pros do about it? Simple. They vary their songwriting methodology and they start writing songs from different angles. So here's a few suggestions, but in the comments below, I'd like you to suggest other ways of starting to write a song, and maybe you could be a little bit more creative and come up with something pretty wild. Number 1, create an inspiring space to work. That's why at WaterBear we have Jim Sanders, the artist in residence, who provides all the wall hangings, all the stencils, all the art that's on the walls. It's simply to send a message, this is a place where we want to be creative. Do the same. Number 2, start with the chorus. Don't box yourself in by writing a verse and then having to glue something on the end of it that may or may not fit. Write the hook first. Number 3, think about tempo and feel. It's generally accepted that writing up-tempo tunes are harder technically than writing down-tempo tunes. So if you've got a lot of down-tempo material, it's time to think about the BPM and shifting it up a little bit. Number 4, whilst we're thinking about tempo and groove, use classic feels like a 4-in-a-bar Motown feel, or a shuffle, or a marching snare as a starting point for a song, and see what lyrics are inspired by that. Number 4, start a dream diary, analyse your dreams and see what you can pick out for lyrics and subject matter. Number 5, try the Dadaist David Bowie approach, where you cut up random words from a newspaper, stick them in a hat, pull them out in any old order and see what lyrics emerge. So you get the idea. Vary the approach, try different ways, try different starting points, and you will be amazed at the result. I'm going to leave you with a thought about songwriting. It's something that used to happen in the past and it doesn't happen so much anymore, and that's A&R, the A&R process. What tends to happen these days is the arbiter of what makes the song good still sits with the artist. You know, we decide, is this song good enough to go on our album? So we're not accountable to anybody. So that extra layer of accountability of A&R, of actually asking the difficult question, is this song good enough? Is it as good as it possibly can be? Can we take it further? We could apply that to our work and see if we can take it to the next level. Because we all know there's thousands and thousands of bands, and some of them are very good. But how do we just step up above, cut through the noise by having a better song? Well, These days, A&R men and women are literally like unicorns. I don't know any that operate in the music business that I recognise. So we have to A&R ourselves. And largely that role has been taken on by the producer. So it makes it very, very important to understand the difference between an engineer and a producer. An engineer is someone who'll make your band sound good sonically. However, we need more than that. We need someone who's going to second guess every single note that we're playing, every aspect of the arrangement, every aspect of the top line, and contribute to the songwriting. In an ideal world, it's the extra member of the band that has the objective view and takes that song to the highest level it can possibly get to. And in the description below, here are some producers based in the UK that we recommend who can do exactly that for your band. I've been Bruce, you've been brilliant. I want you to put in the comments below the strangest approach you've ever had to songwriting. Subscribe to the WaterBear channel for weekly videos just like this one, and if music's become a very important part of your life, don't forget you can study with us either a BA Honours degree or a Master's qualification in the heart of Brighton, or in fact anywhere in the world, because all the courses are super flexible. They fit around your career, not the other way around. See you soon.